Hello, namaste to everyone. I am Professor Venkataramu. We are Assistant Professor of English at Government First Aid College, Guduvandi. Friends, I welcome you all to this English class. This is for the students of BCom, third semester of Bangalore North University. In this video lesson, we are going to learn a one-act play titled as The Bishop's Candlesticks. It is by Norman Macdonald. It is an adaptation of a section of Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. Friends, now let's move on to the contents of this video session. In this session, we are going to learn the plot of the play, The Bishop's Candlesticks. After learning this plot, we are going to test ourselves with the multiple choice questions, that is MCQs. Friends, Bishop's Candlesticks is a dramatization of a part of Victor Hugo's famous novel Les Miserables. The play raises a profound and thought-provoking questions. Are criminals born, or are they made thus by the society? The play also deals with the issues of crime, sin, punishment, and redemption. Christian beliefs of charity and forgiveness are reinforced in the play, and many ethical questions are also answered in the context of the play. All plays, including those of Shakespeare, have a plot and some kind of structure. Put simply, the plot of the play is a story that the play tells. And the structure is how the story is organized and put together. Plot and structure are important because they make up the whole storyline. Before you can study the other aspects of the play, you need to be familiar with them. Now let's move to the plot of the play, The Bishop's Candlesticks. The play The Bishop's Candlesticks by Norman Macdonald is built on a very simple plot involving characters like the bishop, the convict, the bishop's sister, Mary, and others. The plot of the story revolves around the story that brings forth the theme of Christian virtues like love and redemption. The play opens with a scene in the bishop's kitchen. Parsome, the bishop's younger sister, and maidservant Mary are busy in conversation while the soup is being cooked on the stove. The play unfolds through a series of dialogues between Parsome and Mary, the maidservant, regarding whereabouts of the bishop. Through thorough questioning, bishop's sister can sense that the bishop may have gone to do his usual philanthropic activities nearby. Parsome is worried that her brother has gone out in the extreme cold. When she learns her brother has gone to see Mary's ailing mother, she bursts out in anger at the selflessness of the people who went about troubling him. She feels that the simplicity and nobility of the bishop are being misused by the people, and the bishop falls easy prey because of his innocence. Parsome's anger is genuine because her brother has already sold off his estate, furniture, and other valuables to help the poor and the needy. After some time, Parsome comes to know that the bishop has given the salt cellars, which were gifted by her mother, away to help Mary Gringoire pay her rent and save her from imminent eviction. It shocked Parsome to discover further that the bishop has even sold off his silver salt cellars to help another ailing lady to pay her rent. The bishop promptly arrives and dispatches Mary to tend to her mother. He gives away his comforter to her to ward off the cold outside. Parsome has an argument with the bishop regarding his undue innocence. Parsome gets furious and says he will sell your Candlesticks next. The bishop thanks her for giving him the idea, although he admits that the candlesticks were his proud possessions, a gift from his dying mother, and he would not like to part with them. She makes his promise not to give away the candlesticks to anybody in the future. Having said that, she goes to sleep. Parsome takes leave, and the bishop settles down to read. It's already midnight. In the subsequent scenes, the play takes an interesting turn. The entry of a stranger is mentioned. The stranger is a convict. A convict enters a room stealthily, who carries a long knife. He seizes the bishop from behind and demands some things to eat. He threatens to kill the bishop if he raises an alarm. He calls the convict son and wakes his sister to serve some food and wine to the convict. He also calms down Person, who was frightened to see the knife in the convict's hand. The convict pounces on the food greedily. After eating, the convict warms up to the bishop and relates his sad story. The convict reveals his true identity to the bishop. He tells the bishop that he was once a normal man. He had a wife and a home, but no work. So he stole to feed his sick wife. He was caught and sentenced to serve 10 years in prison. He was chained like an animal and beaten mercilessly and fed on filth. The bishop consoles him and arranges for him to rest there for the night. Thus the bishop comes to know about the circumstances by which the stranger became the convict, the torture meted out to him by the police, and so on. During the convict's stay in the bishop's house, he comes across the silver candlesticks. The bishop tells him how his mother gave these candlesticks to him and his sister at the time of her death. Unfortunately, the convict is unable to resist the temptation and he runs away with the candlesticks. Soon, Person finds that the convict and the silver candlesticks are missing. She raises the alarm and informs the bishop about the theft. The bishop is upset, but he refuses to report to the police. Person, the bishop's sister, starts a heated argument with the bishop, as usual, only to hear that the convict is in more need of the candlesticks. However, the convict is unable to go too far so that he is nabbed by the police. Soon a sergeant appears with the two soldiers and the convict in chains. They arrested the convict on the suspicion of the stealing the bishop's candlesticks. The bishop, who instead of accusing the convict of theft, forgives him by saying that the convict is his friend. The bishop tells the police that the convict was his friend and he had gifted the candlesticks to him. The policeman freed the convict and go away. The bishop blesses him and gives the candlesticks to him. He advises him to go to a good place to start a new career. The convict is thunderstruck by such benevolence. He promises to reform himself and begin his life anew. He shows him a secret path to Paris where the convict could lead a safe and respectable life. The convict reaches Paris, where he starts a business and settles down successfully. The convict realizes that by this act of benevolence of the bishop, the convict has undergone a transformation from a wild beast to a human once again. Friends, thank you for watching this video. Friends, test yourself by answering these multiple choice questions.